Forget about textbooks, forget about lectures. What if your education meant being stranded on a remote island for 5 whole months? An island where the only things that matter are survival and teamwork. Well, we're going to dive into an incredible educational experiment that does exactly that. I mean, seriously, just take a second and picture that. No walls, no desks, it's just you, your teammates, and whatever nature throws at you. That's the wild idea behind a project that is totally flipping the script on what school can be. It's called the Blue Island Challenge. And here's the deal. For 5 months, they take students aged 10 to 13 from all different countries and drop them into this shared virtual island simulation. Their one big mission: work together, not just to get by, but to build a brand new, sustainable community, literally from the ground up.
But don't get it twisted, this is so much more than just a game. The entire project is engineered to build skills for life. You know, the kind of skills you actually need when you're trying to build a new world with a team.
The whole challenge really boils down to developing 5 core competencies. And we're not just talking about academic stuff here. These are skills for real life. So, the challenge zeroes in on 5 key areas. First, students learn how to manage themselves and how to really click as a team. You know, personal and social skills. Then there's digital citizenship, how to be responsible online. They also get to flex their STEM muscles, applying science and engineering to solve actual problems, like how to get clean water. And of course, they master super practical life skills, like how to whip up a meal with next to nothing. This whole journey is carefully broken down into a 5-month mission. Each month brings a totally new set of challenges, and with them, new ways to grow. Let's take a look at how this whole adventure unfolds. As you can see, there's a really clear progression here. It all kicks off with team building, and then they dive into basic survival. But check this out. The real pivot happens in month 3. That's when students use AI to uncover much deeper problems, and that discovery propels them into designing real solutions, and finally, taking a moment to celebrate and reflect on everything they've accomplished. So, in that very first month, it is all about connection. Students from different schools, different countries, are all mixed together into these small teams. Right away, they have to come up with a team name, design a logo, and jump into their first challenge, a no-cook recipe. The teamwork starts on day 1. Then, month 2 gets even more hands-on. How do you cook when you have almost nothing? How do you turn old clothes and random trash into something useful? The kids don't just learn these skills. They document everything, creating a shared cookbook and a gallery of all their cool, upcycled creations for everyone else to see and learn from. So, just as the teams are starting to get the hang of basic survival, the whole project takes a huge turn. It turns out this island isn't quite the paradise it first seemed to be. And this, right here, is where the real challenge kicks in. I mean, getting through the day-to-day is one thing, but what about the invisible threats, the ones lurking just beneath the surface? This is where it gets really cool, where old-school survival skills meet modern technology. The students get these scenarios from their teachers, and then they use AI data analysis tools to ask the right questions and basically play detective to uncover the island's biggest hidden problems. So they quickly move past the obvious stuff, like the trash on the beach. Their AI-powered investigation reveals way bigger issues: a critical shortage of fresh water, pollution that's affecting the entire ecosystem, and just how fragile their new home really is. Okay, but finding the problem is only half the battle, right? Now, the students have to transform into inventors, engineers, and innovators to actually save their island. And the solutions they come up with are just incredible. Each team focuses on a different problem. For instance, you've got the wave riders who tackle the water shortage by designing a rainwater harvester. Meanwhile, the eco-warriors create a natural filtration system. The whole island becomes this buzzing collaborative hub of innovation. And they don't just dream up these ideas, they really bring them to life. We're talking detailed drawings, actual physical prototypes, and even designs enhanced with AI. They create step-by-step plans, and, maybe most importantly, they give each other feedback and vote on the best solutions. This is co-creation in its purest form. So after 5 months of surviving, investigating, and inventing, what's left? What's the takeaway? Well, the answer is a legacy that's both something you can see and something you feel. At the end of it all, they create these amazing things. They put together a complete Blue Island survival guide, basically an ebook packed with everything they learned. They build a digital model of their reborn island, showing exactly how their solutions changed it for the better. And they leave behind this rich multimedia gallery full of videos and photos documenting their entire journey. A quote from the project organizers really just hits the nail on the head. They said, pupils do not just exchange information, but truly co-create. And that's it, right? This isn't just about kids in different countries sending emails to each other. They are right there in the trenches together, building something completely new from scratch. They are literally co-creating their world. And that right there is the ultimate point. The survival guide is awesome, don't get me wrong, but the real legacy is the students themselves. They walk away from this with real, practical skills, a deep understanding of what it means to be a good digital citizen, and this unshakable confidence that they can work with anyone, anywhere to solve really complex problems. This whole project just goes to show that young people have all the creativity and grit they need to take on enormous challenges. And it kind of leaves us all with a pretty big question to chew on. If you were given a blank slate, your very own blue island, how would you rebuild the world?